John Mahama wama Ghana ye mobo because I'm surprised. Obianka why ye former president da sebe obakra na unim say every party wa hawk and what down.
Yeah.
Na hawks no person we ye bibi say a anka was so to be tiom na say obetna nchen to say Pontius Pilate na waka say o media mahoro sa o enyemi na mebo Yesu Kristo asenduemu intermedia me nka ho dia Ghana for show won ka ho na o ka no Ghana for will pay your party at the polls in 2028 because believe you me omo to abanama NDC for in 2024 no omo to abanama say obechichichi nkrofo akoshe dem na ono anebusuafo hwehwe na yehunu na ne lawyer hwehwe na yehunu na oba osi bail $50 million. $5 million. And you know, I be so later, you know, men koso bebre. But disgraceful. Say nyeme isa ebe koso because ye na ye nim say sebe obakra na wuntumi nye wodwuma ye. Wo de adada ebe be krom say oh dollar no 10. Ochina say dollar no 11. Ochina dollar no so 12. And so insure na meto emra ye say so called dollar at 14 or 15 po. 50 pesos. Na ene 1 cedi. Na me in Ghana I spend cedis I don't pass on the same. Because some is 50 pesos now they are coming. Sa sika na they are $1 no. Sa sika no. Wo they are $1 na ema odimpa. And so me pockets na dey ebre esu. Sika nka metumi di account akoye niema ma mema school fees akosoro electricity akosoro insure akosoro mo ankasa mo niema mo ye wo port akosoro. And so aba say dollar inflation ina a fake enti omonkoso sa na President John Mahama I'm surprised ni refi say NPP ye win by over 1 million votes in 2016.
Yeah.
Yes. By the next election no na eswa to say eso no ati say him ade na eswati because na nieme ni bi wo ho even though na ye ni ye no first one corona later Russia Ukraine war sa nieme nyina be mu ema Ghana fo ante ase ema amamo papa no kra na ye for those 3 months no 3 years initial 3 years no ina cancel ye how much more mo de no mpo de prices going up and all the rest of the problems ye show mu din na nyankopon ebe kasa inti me de me kai Ghana for say Thursday demonstration Matipa one for the mami yes Matipa demonstration kese yes started with Jubilee House me wa it is our Jubilee House yes started wo na ya nanti akọ mo say nanti akọ yin ya kọ yin finance omo come because root no you say ye nya root ni yie I was say by now no nanka ye nkrofo from national organizer secretary ma boade no so ama fa yetrim ba me de me use opportunity
ba cancel be ko bi
na man kwa me na say me nim say me demonstration me expert say mo amunim enye na start demonstration juma enti mayen ka de ni on say starting point Supreme Court enti obiamra around the Supreme Court area mo ho no e ho na e be start ye free ho a end point Jubilee House enti no eno so ya de a ye be hwe say NDC for no mo buy no mo see Jubilee House na me bo enti o mo so no sika o mo wiawia na o mo ye no
who evidence so be a risk
na say mo no ka say sika o no mo evidence o say ye risk enti Jubilee House Jubilee no so na mo say president enti won so say akotena ho no say won so ye Jubilee enti ye ko Jubilee House na akoye sa we hwe ye ntwe mo ho na wonim ye no bi no media na ye ntumi ma for a while no is because ye siesie yase ye siesie constituency any niema e wo se ye wo but no nchese mo befu se mo no odi nchen because ye ya no odi dada ye nim se adwuma we bi ye enso titi aya titi ye wo sie ntina niema bi wo ha ye nka nkyere mo no ana ye nka nkyere na mo de mo sori a utumi kanya mope mutumi frɛ a whole and not just the president, the whole achim
mafia,
the whole achim kotoku ebuakwa o ya de nyina afra eso nyina ye mafia sakawa enso kan na ye fra sakawa e ade e papa
dabi
yes afra mafia musa wi amusi julobi inti words bia mu yusu ma yen saa no hwe eye gonja yen se be fra gonja sakawa mafia eye julobi yen se be fra musu ye julobi na wote ho na mu hu se edro na amode ma yen nom ye no musu menum bi na Ghana fo ehu se na mo kra no mo ye west che mo be portray a intro amudi try
ya ba chi wo because they say wa be bibia
me dey na maka me ma reference say mo na mo si obi ye julobi inti mo so mo ye julobi eno dey na maka me ka hwe me say mo na mo si obi ye achim sakawa mafia ena mo say sadia wo so ye gonja sakawa mafia eno obi aka bia che o
Mampanyin John Mama yeden.
Ono no kan se Nana do dan kwa Akufo Addo. Ono ni nuanom e be wie sika ma ne dia na meboa. Enti ene so bi se wo nuanom so be wie sika ma we dia. Utumi kasa.
Oye gonja den.
Me say and ono so e was some refer to him as a gonja sakawa mafia because wo be fro bi achim sakawa mafia. Sebi Nana Akufo Addo de ontimi nyi ano. Because ono no oye papa penimi oye nua penimi. Anko no de obu ni ho awaye din. And some of them to me can ya catch no. And then the end coming jam. Why can't we call you the same name? Because you started the name calling. Who and ultimately now a catch and say, Wano, I will crumbs here. Say, flood na wahono. A engineering problem when you were the president. Me bois. If it ever position there, we'll see the over power there, we'll see they be a indiscipline. Na Nana Akufo Addo wo ho na eno de engineering problem ne de na indiscipline ho inti won so saa na be ka to say wo ye obi a same face double tongue wano no e kan left a o cha nopa na kan right anopa o say engineering problem anadwo o say indiscipline such a person no e o say Ghana for to me say o double tongue and abroni say double speak o ka benkuma na waka nifa saa say mouth no nipa bi saa no the party no yen san for mo power because sebi that time no na ye nim say sa not here it yen to me to enwum we enfehia no enwum no ne say 2024 no John Mahama me do for dada mia Mahama dada mio
cancel be kumio
Mahama di mi are ho Mahama are ho to see Ghana and I want them to know me ade baako ama ye ne wo bi ya charge sa said in asem na o makoe no hwe
ye beba
it is na no mu Ghana for
ye beba we be do nkomo pa
bono the honeymoon is over from now no John Mahama no so hunu say the same Ghanaians who had the effrontery to face Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to face all the dictators including Rawlings we are not going to sit down make them cheaters every day walai Ghana people make you wake up, make you fight for your right. We no go sit down, make them cheaters every day.
But
no.
The only talk about me akoni ye ukokrumuti. Say for your man.
Ye ka say no be kunto kwa. Say omo na omo buye. Omo na omo chichi etum. Iche be kasa. Na efe de intosio no first na efita. Ye be tuntoso kokwa achen. Ni ache Mahama say Mahama you came to meet 1992 constitution. Even those who did not have constitutional rule, we do not allow them. Ake jata bile jatani. Yem papa no mu Dubai him Akufo Addo. They were the ones who faced Rawlings to bring constitution. They were the ones who brought the rule of law, criminal libel. Now they all buy the Akufo into Nyanye, Atamils into Nyanye. Who crowd first time went to Nyanye because this time we are not going back for election. You think you can take us for granted? President Atamils, Mr. President Atamils, President John Mahama, Atamils your predecessor. All those things, he did not do it. We are come to talk about Constitutional Review Committee. Yes, we are come to talk about all those things. And say, Jimmy, because you have been given the mandate, doesn't mean you should abuse your power and the mandate. Ghana for say, at this juncture, you per se you did 2/3 majority of my NDC. Now, Omunya said to me now, Omunya at the pa. It is not to me near the mouth. Now require the bonia. Ube to me at Chia to move every day. Nyankopon ba Joseph, wanko prison. Owie yobedi ohini o. Owie obedi ohini President Kufuor mo chile to mu. Rollins time mo chile to mu. Obedi president. Kwesi Pratt. Kweku Bakun. Why they ain't chilling to me that? It's a miracle so ma come aba na dey. Enye anything wonderful. Now media me problem they say so come ma obi and Ghanaians. I don't know why you are not understanding this issue. 50 million
bail condition.
$5 million. What are we talking about? And the worst thing is that it's on the fact say they are investigating you. And they say I charge you I do a court. Court amount. Yes, the court is supposed to give the bail terms. Uchina within 48 hours. What did not court? Say charge no. Then the court will decide under the circumstances. Say, are we going to give him bail? I.e., are we going to remand him or we are going to give him bail? Then the court will say, as we are going to give you bail, these are the bail conditions. Not you, Yoko. Now let's now Uchiobia. Now we want the bail conditions. Now we are say 50 million. Are you crazy? Is that how we should act in this country? And then a man will be one lawyer commentator. When you sure say lawyer need this start with A. Lawyer Otaiba Peace FM. Pa lawyer to me can't ensembia anyhow.
Ampao.
Ampao.
Lawrence Ampao.
Epidemo can say. And yeah.
Maurice Ampao.
Yes. And then se woko yoku next time. Ebi obi catch us if Yesu Christo bra. And in the 412. Now no kofa No, because what is going on is nasty. And you see, it's about time Ghanaians stood up and fight for their rights. Jomama, let me just assure you. Jomama, I want to assure you. Me say, we not go sit down, make you cheat us every day. We are not going to accept it. And Jomama should know that we, the children of UP, we, the children of Northern People's Party, who suffered even preventive detention, we will survive. This tribunal matter is become me. I must say that's because you know that some of the regional tribunal heads, the Chief Justice, and then the President will nominate this, and the Chief Justice will nominate the two left. So I'm calling Tokonu Asemno. Sa behavior. Yehu bibiao. But Ghanaians, I'm surprised. You know one thing that surprised me, Bonini. Now I say we may cut up straight. I'm surprised, leaders. They don't know their own people. Ghana, President Jomama, remember Aborigine Rights Protection Society. John Mensah Saba went to UK court to win a case against the Queen for Ghana's land. What makes you think you, son of E.A. Mahama, can come and tell us what time to sleep again in this country? Who you arrest on social media for saying what? 32 cows have been used. Now, also for now, buy ya waba bontinia beka say, sa 32 cows or yamamu. Now, yanko be say, do ketchup. What's that watching? What kind of behavior is this? Sanya manu, Nana do cry, I can say we couldn't, and I'm what? Go away. If people say Nana Akufo-Addo should die in aeroplane crash, no cry no, say aeroplane in Yejuma, na okowukra, ye lusushi. Me what?
One hunto NDC.
Obi Kochino.
Journalist back.
So President Mahama, why? You don't have tolerance, you don't have thick skin, then stop the politics. And go and sing in Sunday school, Kumbaya, my Lord. Now talk Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Now, yes, because I hope you're necessary politics. Then you should go to Sunday school and there nobody will insult you. But nobody will come and talk your matter. Now, me I'm a tear cry, and come to me, Dimatem. Muntimida. Me am my opponents.
Yeah, of course.
Me no contest and I be here to give me a time on radio. So me I don't respond. Not because me anu, because me wouldn't say me near Manon so edi, but me share many bia. And was say me apply emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Because of where I've gotten to. The way me, Michael Quay, I will talk and behave in 2012. Not after Ghana has given me the honor to now go and serve as ambassador, to go and serve as a CEO. I can't talk the same because Paul can our Bible must say when I was a child, I behaved like a child.
Yeah.
And now I'm an adult, I behave like an adult. It's who President Mahama, why from assemblyman, the only man who Why assemblyman? Why MP? Why deputy minister? Why a minister? Why a vice president? What's a president? You are one of the most, if not the most experienced politician in Ghana's history. Inti nyamani bo ha. I see Baba Mando see we say Jano onkasa. It doesn't affect me. I'm concentrating on my work. I'm focusing on my work. And that's another kufa duka. It's the answer.
Mama unko chade Sunday school.
Uncle David no attending uncle Sunday school no tena because I want to nyum kumbaya my lord this anyama no. But politics you be mo enkrofo we di watem. Even though it's wrong. Nyankopon oye Yesu Kristo. Oye religion. So only one area of where unya inspire religion.
Mhm.
Ya tuntoso gunu sanwa. Ya de eche eye nkase ehyeniti. Ya de spear warning see anamebwa. These are some of the things you go through as a top politician. But President Mahama, I always wanted to see him as a dove because me, I'm considered as one of the doves in NPP. You understand?
When you say Bruno.
Yes. Now, no dove. Ninti hawks no cry bibi no. Now no ka today at Tamils. Oh, I'm say me as sunje hineba. That's why I was his vice. Always mente them, mempe them near man. Ma onye them. Remonacha jai demazine. Na shemi ahoroba. No, Jomama Okane Bonja talk. You say yes. Somehow we know he's very emotionally matured. Into Kodina Tema no and fan him because they do know. But wait there, in his name, Oko Casa Paniachu, Oko Casa. And now say no, I see Asachu Iso. Just say yes, it's Sandobi near Chino or China Baba Mando. But you know what President John Mahama should be careful of? He's rather making this evil popular. Yes. Obiti sa adenta kumi na onino. I never knew any adenta kumi bia in NPP. By ne oboni dia obi baby say hey na our him because he has been maltreated and ill-treated by the president, the first gentleman of the land, who should have been the one to protect him. And you and I know, were we not in this country, when people like President Mills, Yakochin Crawford Simunjao, okay,
yes, but
Miss Andia no more yeno.
Council critics Becca say Emran ne ye nejuma.
Emrabe the chair says Okochubia. Also the Koshebia or no lawyer to me. You should tell me that law in this country. Emrabe the Tumima Acha, the right. Say one year will case in ye. 1 year substance kona kotisha tawali now the nakotum na we season the cars in up to now won't me charge no up to now won't me charge no why so why do you seize the cars? It's like I want to show you where power lies kind of system. And many brave because you see me, I'm somebody who believes in the rule of law. If you notice my true article in the graphic, I think about 2 months ago, I'll get the date for you, about third terms and what it has done in Africa. Third term. And Crawford, you more 2 term here. Either some per third term, and now person almost stretchy almost term, a benefit you no. And no number 1 reason for coups in West Africa. And number 1 reason for coups in Africa. Now Ghana no, I want to say school prefect of constitution. I knew so bit said John Mahama as our constitution and they do buy. Into China, on the on can't say okay, and the in fact. But when Crawford or more can't say brat third term, those people are they talking sense? Are they talking any sense in this country? When the constitution says you can do 2 terms. Secondly, say third term where I can in the context of 5 years. We all know say it cannot be for Mahama. It will be for the next set of people because we agree the rules before we go for election.
Yes.
And also, intermediate, let's move straight to the Constitutional Review Committee matters. No?
Right. Yeah, 5 years for MPs. 5 years for the president. I idea bet me abua.
Oh, I know the Ebeboa because Osha maybe I hear more time. Since I never be a devil's advocate. But Osha is why more because maybe Osha baby to America 4 years. So only there also mean the only difference is almost the end of November. Once a year, so say no, you per se November. November, no, it makes sense. And then I think the handing over should be maybe still the January 7th, so that we have enough time. Those are some of the things to look at. I just feel say onipa woman assignment. It was all the bad January. So I say students, what the man is on for junior or elite. So them because be postpone. A Jumana I was all December obe di bronya no. Oriano say D star.
107.3.
On suya hwe. Obe feel sabi pana. Enti I to say obi on say sisia oka koye A level exams are yen 20 years. 20 years obe feel 5 years no. Obe say feel. In fact, time we school no. Your common entrance. You're 12 years old. Me come SHS one. You decided say class 6 for be only in class 7 for the metro. Try class 6 for the try no.
That's more class 7 for
1 year no didn't make any difference. Do you understand? Because preparation. Because on him say time is abridged for class 6 no. Into the special classes the BBA pepe. And many of them went into places like Achimota School or Simeon Yante, no more Jokache, all these boys. They went ahead because they prepared in advance and they joined us. You understand? Some even go higher than some of us.
But a man for so 4 years, no, yeah, this one. And I project via when near to a banana by
4 or 5 years. And yes, I will be 20 years. Over the amount 20 years. Say no, the project will be. And I'm a boy. Say, me start here say no dear, I want to treat it as an academic subject. Say a year or 5 years in a way. But and so in a way because maybe feel say time no it won't really matter. But sometimes you should change a few things. But yen kai say it is not the end of the matter. After that there must be a referendum.
Yes.
On these matters. And we must have 75%. A minimum of 40% should do the election and about 2/3 of that vote. So there are still a few hurdles to go. In 5 years, no, me dear, ubisame on the balance of the scale. You keep it 4 years, sir.
Okay.
I also like the fact that any cycle near America no cut together. No. A very, very good thing. Inti yenshane sir. Who should to say UK in the last 10 years? When your prime minister be for so almost way but omoko eni chen omoko eni kra chen so we dey Ghana for ya yenhwe na hwe say ade a wo fu say 4 years okay and now 5 years be say bibi say 5 years en say bibi dia and dey obetu etia say wo hwe na 5 years so be boa na why my project dey yenye nwie now and also automatically never affect parliament. Because 5 years here, now parliament is only 5 years. I don't know if 10 years as a parliamentarian for 2 terms, no. There I was here 10 years as president. No. I don't think so. Because 10 years as president, not just Ankanana Kufado by and Uncle Omustilo.
Yes.
And I'm now John Mama come to wait to train. Sena Omusun and Opebia Tiemu. Okude to black otumi tiemu ana ne ntini e wo ne kon nyina sorry omo kan omo pe omo kan wi ase na nyina ye ntro ene ora no se oni midi fufo
me fe no ka
they say operation release all looters we NDC media we dey corner kofa yan fa wan court yet and charge you fully a o case start here per say nolly prosecute wo dey ya convict o kra no ye kwa evidence I was a yediko for appeal no. Yen fanko na ya share ni jao and also yebeka wasem.
Right.
Then the presidential age, very interesting one. We there was somebody come on 10. You say from 40 to 35.
Yes.
Inti mo 35 mo ready. President would be DB. President is with your tax.
And also we council 35. Nipa no or mature enough to be
and we're debatable. We go do what? We do 45 with Jimmy still. So, and Obisu, we did 35 and so no, we're very matured. So, on internet. Yes, fact. So, and I know the ocean balance of probability. It has to be an exceptional 35-year-old who can come in that manner. Now, you be sure. Ghana for say better about man, you be but I know the age be brain no white hair no a bit more ha or more than one age me. Now, fair election dates no so they say November. They call first week in November. I'm say best 7th na near share no. Ministers, they say 60. Because President Mahama no sister they say you know so we are home. So them sir or the Crawford share nyama bebre ase and I to say 60 ministers. Now oh yeah oh dear sister I say by force obi so dear sister. But yenhwe eno so yenka wasem I don't know how it will work.
But number of ministers na na kire dwuma be ya na say.
Yes sir, on say Ghana no say na system ne tie no. You have to decouple the civil servants from the politicians.
Okay.
But yeah, civil servants ankasa no. You compromise you. And you know, I had to say the political heads no, you have to be fair because one share you to committee obi one inheriting from a previous government. Because on no one yarding on that level no. They can sabotage it. And we know all these stories. But and also the any bad say 60 never copy
right but ministers no a man for so esu say nkebe ya appointment of ministers no any kwan say if you my image with your feedback nipa ne MP a wonye na MP say na be obetima concentrate aye na bato mpeso aso adwuma na ye nkwa abonten na ye mfa ministers ni mfra abonten
me Ghana ha ye benya Donald Trump president one day and one say akosesa ne nkrofo abodonfo bebre no mu nyina be minister na mutuninya obi a oye spokesperson for health or say I don't believe in vaccination. What are you talking about? But one will say you force the president to pick from parliamentarians. Remember that these are people who have been vetted by the populace.
Okay.
The populace have already chosen them as parliamentarian. So arguably, no, by going through that process from their party level, coming into the parliamentary level, EC2 vets them, make sure say we are before the people vote for you. No. Now you say president, you choose for 200 way. Also choose ministers from them. It's a way of controlling Abodanfo being added to the way to be brave. But is maybe 1 or 2 between your background and your majority. Because when you say majority should be 50 plus 1 and I'm 1. Which President Kufuor be 80. President John Mahama so it should be brave. I think also 80%. So and no, it's a guide and a check and balance on the president. If you know the any say you free ho. A die be you free ho. Ye ho kire be kire Ghana hakra no nya diketwa. And ye parliament in so no you say parliamentary cap 300 members, 276 elected, 27 proportional representation seat.
So I know breaking it down my na
okay. Now the problem is this. The criteria is known, but the criteria for selection has not yet been done. Okay. In the first one, your criteria no ye per omo proportion in terms of representation is low. So the first group are women.
Okay.
How to add more women to this group of 24. 2, youth. Sa exceptional 35-year-olds here. Bear 30, 35 need a training to come into such roles. It being better be president. And then person with disability.
Okay.
And to say for more disability, say maybe ordinarily on to me and constantly among the 276. But yet the nations are proportional representation. How we are going to do it and choose them, and how are they going to represent and non aka?
Of course.
So that is also being worked on. Then we move on to dual citizen to contest. And the emid now opening acquaint you about abrabo acquaint to visa hall na small boy be small girl be no be now and what shoe are you wearing? Do you have 3 singlet at home? O boxer shorts here now brazier there 3 and then our 3 and then only 6 brazier just questions be in some hununkra even to be say now when you travel will you come back? Now be show me die and team Ghana. Na London so they make me tell what you na London I die pa just say asaso na obeda o ko so obi kra asaso they be say will you come back now person me be say now will you go back But we did 77 open. Inti dual citizenship they according to America, UK, Omukuta intelligence and world secrets. They allow dual citizenships to be MPs and all the rest. Ambassadors.
Never told me they best for Mamma Tiasia. Young fan say UK. What year to say we UK ni Ghana, we Ghana ni took it and crack time be no crano as still Ubetima contest.
Yes,
I prove to me.
We are UK new. UK krata e de abontene so abrabo sebe ene wo pese wo kwosra wadanfo bi ana wo family member e wo Switzerland and once wo time passport no ya ma 30 or say 90 days depending on utumi ko Canada ba eno de eye appointuo nkrata. But we know who is Ghanaian, who is not Ghanaian. Ghanaian na wa hu na uni. And of course every rule exception into oba na one or two name maybe ye of vetting at the various level, party level cry vetting. So on him say minister Krasana Beba no.
Yeah, veto, yeah.
Yeah, veto ne hu say wo sa ni papa pay just say adwin papa bi anu timu a. Say na say asan. Into vetting system no, but the dual citizenship no, we eya ho ya, ebi mo ho ya deep. Now we dey kuta brocha nkrata dey MP behind the sign. Now we enka hu here. But I'm happy say Ghana has gotten to the point where we see say we have dual citizenship who are beneficial to Ghana. Wow, now we opinion bono. The first of kuta Germany passport. I not just want to renew my No.
Yeah.
And I'm saying no.
Yeah.
And I'm saying UK and America. They are examples. They have a dual citizenship. Enti me say me ko bo braka kra na me ko nya me British citizen. Ebian papa ko school. E na wo me ho. Me di be 7-8 my back Ghana matena Ghana asa hwe me nim we. E me kasa we mu ebroni. Benya broni, maybe na me kuta nkrata na me kuta na me dey akwentu kakra mo se me ndropo. Enya se me ye MP kra me parliament o. Se me be apply me ndropo. Enti ene me pese me ko France dey se me ko salary. Sanye ma na hu hia. Ehu se enya no na be ma yenya development.
Right.
The dey ameka ma me nkasa asem we. Ghana se na ye boye ma tietia ma ene bento a ochina kekedro hwa na aye mobile phone. Hwa na aye drone. Obi anya bi obroni on ne ba kasa o cheri nyansa menye we jaisa obi ya na akoye aeroplane. It is tete behavior na dual citizen there yet we pound na we okuta abroche nkrata nti wunya nipa no nkofo bu o mkuta enso me Ghana for kra chen wa o ti Ghana ha sebe wo de bia wa dwen kra e wa abroche no ono ti ho enso adwen wa or experience in Ghana or history in Ghana or blood in Ghana oba ye be beti no ne ahwe na yahwe ne yebeko
your election of MMDCs
sa de no de a difficult one me hu so person me no because my TV be to say you say president be nominated 5 people be now on nominated 5 na they can ya to about so na say any there is no election una be chere be elect man ono be so you elect no apply no mra the susu no you be to man ento man but say wo the ba na it say election there say no na assembly for no anamwa the nomination is voted for na sa election de keke o.
Right, but Abasa and Puntunuma be koso krunkumankumanum because Enfan say NPP abite akonwa so na yakoto aba mu bi no ye NDC ni as DC ana MC ya. Ono de obehwe ne say menhwɛ ma adwuma nkoso se ne be aban be gidin papa enti mebɔ no matoroka enye huma sebe ye wo krunkumankumanum.
No, it's a very difficult one because ideally no I was say to me ye adwuma whether NPP NDC but ya de enye politically matured. Enti na nye many people okra na obehunu say ye be ma assembly man A and a DC A 20,000 we nye ni penti no na e bia yakoma na 10,000 sa nye man bi wo ho sometimes but ye to me overcome sa pettiness na e feel say dey be boy na the people themselves should choose but one me enye bibia na me pe election no nye many bi wo democracy is consensus and then election. But most importantly, sometimes only per crona were elected managing appointment. Because in every district, the president is responsible for their development.
Yes.
And I'm a bit torn, but I mean, the devil's advocate. Yeah, share two sides. No. But say we are president. Now you call elected Obifufro, somebody you how do you expect the president to be accountable to you? You have to go and tell the people, say, hey, when on your Jumano, me the president, but one development in by an on your Jumano. So it's a bit of a tricky one. To me, the Abesha on Bears Adina and Chief Justice, and so you see, he will serve a single non-renewable 10-year term or until retirement. I think it's also not bad. And also a care bit way. The only thing, again, double speak Mahama. Okay, say Nana Akufo-Addo, nominated 3 judges.
Judges, yeah.
Former President Nana Akufo-Addo. President Mahama say, a overcrowding of the Supreme Court.
Into one copy.
3 no, Nana Akufo-Addo say the Otie yo. So they say ye sign. So they say 3 no, ye sign yo. President Mahama by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also nominated more account.
So as a lawyer, only says in your constitutional cap or the number of justices.
The cap can be there, but you must be reasonable. 8, especially for a man who has been president before and who criticized. So the Ghanaian will look at you and say, "Oh, take Ramadan, you know. Why is our baby only the take Ramadan back or can't for her?" Now the generation, now I can't for her, now the shame. We are a friend of dragon behavior. Dragon talk. The President Mama Kasata said dragon. 1 minute fire, 1 minute saliva. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. And I'm very pained because I don't know what was it. And for one thing, and for can't about President Mama pa and he say, "Oh, he's such a nice man." And I'm what? President Mama, oh no, on pebasa basa. Inti. Wait, President Bahama, by your conduct, you will be judged. And this has to be said on Asasipa. Asasipa, they had the entire this radio station say, we a radio station, we be a and crofo canocre. Most so say attempted from station ha. Mo canocre. Now, much President Bahama say, in some now kind, NCC so said, they can assemble anopa. Enumere and this is so osono and a candle osono can say what you bobo bobo yes because KJT na bobo no kan bobo na me hu say bobo na bobo mesa mi chiao bobo na ye dia share we ni ase ni a show you say hey we no ba beto kelewele no ono ba ha no pa no because no pa beto dok no enumere kelewele president mama untumi nya woni pa we nim na no pa dokno nim enumere kelewele face sade no de enya de a wo say we enti jai enfata and so enti no I think generally no these are some of the things. Oh, another very interesting one. Attorney General to be separated from the Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
And also it reminds me of the same case in UK. Attorney General office where and Director of Public Prosecutions and so on. Into that separation, a man near to government is kind of an OSP. Except say the OSP no age in a chichen kakra. And an OSP in so on. Or any near money be just say we mean to think so because see so no. Sadiana a call round say the friends with you. I call say round out. I say we should no.
Also friends see so.
But where there some at all see so. Well, Sana Minia see sometimes or any name.
But some of NPP are buying the office of the special prosecutor.
Now him say wow to wow back at chance me by the oil me pay. Yes. Me, one of the things I must give it to President Nana Akufo-Addo. Sometimes, and Nkrofo did not attempt any. Or ye ni nyema bi to say Bruni. Or say Martin Amidou Yobia ye name the say or ye man of justice. Or no one Nkrofo cry ya dia enye utumika. Na ye Indian financial. Wa kawesa.
Debbie.
Mahama kawesa.
Debbie.
We have to give Nana Akufo-Addo the credit. It's just a buy, no. If they not say, yeah, the bar say with the Uba, be Tarzan Kakra, and one say with the 3 to 3, now nam jungle now, or buy the Rambo, or blasty baby, and then grenade boom, and then a took a sickness, please. Young farmer must say over 2 to 2. Yeah, the Uba say you move around the whole jungle and let everybody know the rules. The jungle of corruption. But Oba no ye no do. and okoy okay ono resign okoy ya di kisi so buy kisi so wa unim ni ye no honestly or no nonsense person because na sata we fi lawyer power na ko boss ye fa na ono de nana Akufo-Addo chochomucho may so rest in peace and nana say ono on pedesa of a young dynamic person obeka no kre ebi so we adam for oba esa no ye no
lawyer kutampa
David me check kisi jabe
okay
but sometimes we are overboard and when NDC from where say kisi jabe ye no overboard on this side no for example the Kenofuri attack case untumi free obi fugitive won't charge no convict no you can't do that so that's wrong what's na oche ye nia Martin Kpebu mia na kakra no o kemu twi me say hwe e fe na u kemu Martin Kpebu
7.3
ye che na kakra ni o say rule of law is not working it no be na make
but we still need the office of the special prosecutor
and I make say is equivalent to this that's what is going to happen the ministry of
justice
yes that's because it's going to be able to and this is what it says the Attorney General will no longer be a minister of state or cabinet minister. A separate minister for justice will oversee the sector and then the Attorney General will also so we will say prosecution in Yama and yet President Chochomuchu it will be separate
but still now president to be in control
Debbie say and I make I say appointed judge what appointed we are so person is straight out wow or call it straight pepe and so judges be so what appointed in Tino or say I owe you a favor no more ye near my tan it is not befitting of a judge but as for Attorney General you can actually sack them at will which you can't do for example Director of Public Prosecution and all of that we'll look at how it will be drawn
okay
and as to separate the two and also there I think with Constitutional Review Committee there ya can't kakra
quickly yamra chama wuntu me ye camera mra media yemfamra kakra 20 years as a lawyer sentence no let say
so yeah it's a political prisoner affair simple
7.3
now open me no wo bon komo now wo assassin ya ma legal but you say some area be a forest yanko mining ho and I say mining be akoso ho nti wunim kona kodua coconut court to coconut no 300 acres and I call in a chi who produce but produce akokraba ye chi akraba no and you say akokraba wo kasa no ye pe bono hini into wetu aka no kra ne say eye bono hini say koye galamsey na wo de beja o
aye ka hye na no
say obi an ka hye na no ye ka kire say if you testify against bono hini right you will go home free what is the testimony because ko ka say eye coconut awun ko fie aramewa and wo buy na wo say won kan che ne hwe on so say waka kan so mi na wo say waka na ono a oya galamsey na ono ne workers wo ho ne fidie wo ho none of them is registered under Akunta Mining ono no ya china tum not for doing galamsey because he cannot do galamsey for facilitating now me say law crime murder and attempted murder no it's not the same category until you can't use say or your illegal mining sentence to go and even sentence somebody who is supposed to have been negligent or you can say or no other than one shade or your now or no na all yet I'm saying the actual criminal has been set free no we mean see that me murder crano se wo kono kokun obi na wo ne obi na na wo ka hye na no so no so ye bia me you say bia death penalty e ma wa e bia na ma life in prison ana say be ma 50 years ni atis about 30 years me say tu ja o ma ko fie o se wo de boni na wa ye no wo be ko fie ye reduce sentence wo be ko fie free me de me ka pa o wo de anim obi meche me galamsey ochana me de wuntumi me cassette wuntumi kra ba ho wuntumi kra no aso or the bako bayenra obe mekanyina se me kofie me ho son
yeah
ba konum tea
obia beka
makoji me boba tea bi na me tifie a me nim say ade ya chime a ye ka chem say we wontumi ndi adanse against him dia ene obedem 20 years bunu nya kabe me say sa nya man wa wo yiri oba ko ka say oni mu hwe una o kan sa so chema want to be case when you look at it at any level. But you see, what is the history between Chema Wuntumi and Mahama or Mahama family?
And
are you aware, say, Chema Wuntumi no, and Sani about part 2016, now, our court with Ibrahim Mahama, the same period of NDC, no, or no, I can't mean, or no boy, Miss Meboa. Or say President Mahama a friend about the office. So person joining NDC. What kind of story no? Ghanaians have forgotten. And I say Odru Mahama in him no. Na Mahama kuta the mining papers, handsome mining. He not good name say. He was shocked that President Mahama knew so much about him. And that President Mahama catch and say, "Oh, a young entrepreneur guy, number joining NDC." And I say, "Oh no, the ordinary share NPP no do into to me call." And I say, "Fine." And Chebiana handsome mining another matter. You call shiny excavators.
Yes.
You know, and so could Ibrahim Mahama tell and all can't be. And Ibrahim so the most of the court. Media me, I remember this call because me, I don't want to mention the lawyers' names. My friend went to be lawyer at the time. My friend Ibrahim Mahama lawyer at the time. We met in the office. We sat down. I told them, says I same way, and yeah, sema, I was saying this say it. Because me, Ibrahim, I'm a classmate. Meaning the same year group, 89 year group, meaning from the age of 12.
Ibrahim Mahama.
Yes. Chema Wuntumi so no. My best friend, was London. Adam for no year juma together. So I also know him very well. Lawyers ni me no so no. Back we me senior 1 year, back we me classmate.
Okay.
Yeah, juma down kroma ho. Na me sure mo tena se na me say sansem we mu twem. Ewo hia. Ya kan na but intiasie bi amma at the last end because of a monetary compensation after accepting responsibility, which makes you culpable. Inti no man e James ana e koy. You win power na asem mu. Inti asem we start yo. Inti no ebi mo ha Chema Wuntumi the okeka yan later ni bi no. Enye. We dey win amaka che no. Then so you should ask the pain and the emotion with which some people behave in a certain way. Niema no mo dey aye da. Se na no ono so the buafu that same family no. And okaka niema bi so eno so enye. Inti wo President Mahama you know the history.
And you will cry.
Some of the ending. Me kwa Wuntumi ni da no. Ah won so opesa de me kono bi so ye weni bo no so ko fa keke duro no so di ye weni bo no wie no e no Sunday me kono ka ho. Ko kasa try. So you know the history. E tell you how bono hene no. Bono hene Wuntumi nka Mahama sense. But ono Wuntumi there every Ghanaian should know. Say Oyawa the Mahamas have taken him through before, burning his excavators, his livelihood, making him feel torture, pain, real pain going through him. So he overspoke. Yes, that's wrong. So you can take him to court for that. After all, you see, Chromo, we could count ourselves, right? You take him for slander, libel, or whatever, defamation.
Yeah.
Then you go and do what you have to do. But it is not a police case. And President Mahama has all the resources in the world to tell to me, say the things you said about me and my wife and my daughter, I'm taking you to court. He will win his case if he has a case. But Ghanaians should not justify it to say, to me, I was so called prison for galancing that he didn't do for 20 years. You are being stupid. You have no sense. Because if you have sense, you will not connect what somebody said to the fact that his liberty should be curtailed for something which there is no evidence, circumstantial evidence. He did not do, or say me nye. Then where is your proof? But you cannot say that from the deduction of the case and the way it in. Oh yeah, no. Especially when the other person. This is the case for Wuntumi. Let us stick to the case. Don't go and bring the facts. Say Odi Mahama tem. Oh Odi Mahama tem. Oh Mahama ashu excavator 50 da. Anybody who can come and tell Wuntumi that what he did was wrong, which I'm also telling him. and therefore he should be jailed. No, then Sandy Panometre me excavator yashi. So they want to be two wrongs don't make a right. But that is not the equivalent. You cannot personalize his behavior to achieve a matter of punishment.
And today what them no illegal mining.
Illegal mining was let me tell the history. The history is there. So some people, in some cases, some people when they want to please, and when they have certain briefs, which can be in the darkness of the shadows of this country, and they need to be now you hear commentators now or no the Mahamatem and even some NPP for Krakebi. You are being childish. That is not the issue. 20 years when you didn't do the galamsey, the law is for people who are doing galamsey, not people whose land has been used for galamsey. Yes, maybe he should have known or ought to have known. I know you're different. But I want to be jailing him for 20 years. So you have to use a different law to punish him. Give him some fine. Give him some term of imprisonment for 6 months as a deterrent. And no crampo baby moi. But you can't give him 20 years. And the other man is free. I know the minia. And now the President Mama.
But oh yeah, lawyer ni. Men pesi be tumri ka court na nim. Appeal be kwa kwesi baby.
Appeal no depends on the appeal judges. You see, the appeal judges no, they must also come to a certain conclusion. Do we want to speak the truth or do you want to please? If they want to speak the truth, they know say this issue no. One to me can appeal it whilst he's out of jail.
107.3.
They know. Even though I don't want to use a certain example, no, because as for that one, it was what we call a botched job by the Attorney General. And we a different issue. But for me, who to me is a Ghanaian first of all. Who to me is a son of our constitution. Who to me must not be imprisoned unfairly, unless it's a dictatorship. So if they want a dictatorship to operate under the guise of rule of law, say 4 legs good, 4 legs no good. NDC 4 dia. Ye de omo ko say omo ye A B C D a. Omo de enka. Collins Dada ye we a court no case no ye year aton chen.
Opuni.
Ato forcing. Will you have liked what happened to me to happen to him? He went through the rule of law. The law, the wheels of the law grind slowly. Anything Opuni, it will call 7 years. And so on and so forth. Untumi do nipa. Ghanaians. Untumi onye nipa. What's our dear way? A your fair untumi kebi. We are NPP new, we are NDC new, so we nipa. Untumi only abelde. And so because of politics. Now be minyanubi, eduji, say, no more bijina, no more justify. Who moja? Who atinka? Who abadaye? We yes animeya. A chese, who knew bia? Usrunyami. Because usrunyami, you see, say you want justice to work. Because boni in Ochina, ibiti ayo.
Yeah.
Ochina, ibiti ayo. 20 years, what boni in, ne, we default in poor. Ye will stay retirement. We should not use politics to do evil because we are bad. It's evil, and we should let the rule of law work. If we want to stop galamsey, this one we stop it because we can't use scapegoat. We can't use Chemaun to his freedom to punish him because Chemaun to you so you'll be a boisterous. Now, son, and your fire, and your deal now, the Makoto. Sasa ye name it with the Sasa and your face. We say asa winti and I'll be jailing. So I want to be in a no man can say when I Mahama you are nobody or whatever. You're teaching you. You can't do that. Intermediate may can say no way no dear to save face, even though this should not have happened. The Court of Appeal should show us that the rule of law works in Ghana. That's all we tell them.
Right.
The rest is up to them. But their conscience will follow them for the rest of their life, where a man's liberty was curtailed because of what happened prior. Circumstantial evidence are clear. You have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And in this case, no, it's not a matter of a balance of probability. Balance of probability, they just say, in TAB, I can say kakra, and I can say beyond reasonable doubt, they are 90-something%.
Or because the lawyer now battle the case here, when any part of your dream.
Okay. So assembly is a bit sensitive. You always be a lawyer, I mean to me, can't be case. But okay, we the end of Consacra. We the many one here, boy, we be and can be obi otibi on sinaso. Bonini. Oh, client, this is Chema Mutu. Na sem din o kana sema na wa hwe akoka Yehoshua na wakasa kasa bebe. We the better stand. We the better stand. Obey. Because
you can't sort the better standard.
Yes, will you take him on the stand to answer?
Okay.
Because you can defend him without him having to go on the stand.
Okay. But who Jan or Becca Bibia?
Yes! Oh, they don't go to stand so maybe all the background of starting Jewish in Pagwabum, Abia Nani Pakuin so Arab. Now, Jewish in Pagwa, the booth. Just Obekan maybe a semi cry found Obama Uboof. You understand what I'm saying?
Lock it.
Yes! Because if you are judging crown on Pesa Kasano. No, but why? Who can tell me what to do? Sir, Kasabino, if you are not judging Uboof. So you have to keep him off the stand.
Now, lawyer, no why you're doing
no other witnesses, no ma. Oh, no, channel. But no, I'm saying no consigned with the no phantom chain. Be me to be lawyer behind the also here. But Osha, most of the time we committing murder be an abibia. Not that if I you, but it be an hypocrite because of the temperament, the emotional way, be an hypocrite.
The demon that rabbit me.
The buffon them into what the no constant so. Lawyer no one day, the buffo say, hey, one the car. I'm not on the bonus. Meanwhile, sir. Did you understand?
Remember, oh, dear, fetch me cancel.
Yes.
You know, Honorable Michael K. Jr. NAD command there or Castan Moa. You didn't go to the Camua, son of a Betias and Uncommon, you know. Meet you.
Ain't you know, and no, they are no concern by the way. But the other candidate, Court of Appeal, no one yet, I dare Sefata.
Okay.
Chairman to your referee. Oh, are you? That's a chairman to your diabetes.
Right, diabetic.
Yes. Annie. Na president of mama sane ye wan kase bia nso ntiase o sane ye wa ye ni krom ha
but it seems that
no ani nua de say mama ye ni krom na ye say onu nua wa ko tria check be ye 15 or 20 or bibi check in about say eno any police case obi dey call police station yes him oh nyema ni bi ho e was say to me ye ni hu say we politics but also humanitarian grounds.
But NPP are too lenient, Anna.
Well, it's not about lenient to share. And I can say, in every party they have doves and they have hawks. If we allow the hawks in NPP to take over, the country will become ungovernable. It made me say, as I say, I'm a dove. It made me pass around and say, oh, yan sha sevenka. My fa niema hunubi tarehun. Because one share out taria. Oh, to why we are crying why. It's not problem about. But the penny say, yen share issue
na bano.
Na yen deal with the issue.
And yen matabata ho.
When I made to President Mahama Fu say, oh no, he was seen as a dove. He was seen as a nice man. Say no, you're nicer. Say, Chairman to me. BBC, we all know how the system works. Inti yes, Reno. Sa niamana ekos no munyai. Na ne yakochiwe niamana bill. On friend and Crawford no country said not in my name. Just that. President Mahama, call all those who are arresting people, making talk police case in this country, that not in my name. Not in my name. Ya chiobia, ya hunu say, wako yesika. Fili gadochi. Ya didn't call ye. Eko court. Whilst the person was in the court, no, the prakonu jani eko abruchi. Also, okakoye medical. Ujani ye wama back.
Yanko said na Christine.
Yes.
Okay.
Okoye wama back. Ewo mwana Attorney General apply say ye extraditing emra. Ena yes okay ye extraditing aba because owo abruchi ho. 2026 February yenya appeal from the lawyer. Say or appeal the sentence, it's okay. Fabre. Near the number extradition. Can you believe, my brother? Can you believe this thing? Say, you see, appeal normally to 2024 during Godfrey Dami time. Into a NPP and a man ye and your NDC. 2024 now, so-called appeal. Media that thing is debatable, but the young man the benefit of the doubt. Appeal no honor. Nipa Krono was facing extradition. So that thing was not moved. So if it was not moved, how can the Attorney General then defend it and maybe ask for all the other evidence, exhibits, they are missing in this document? So to say that, no, I think some person in Kuala Nekasa, because until the person is extradited, you to me call appeal case. Who was the one who responded to the appeal? It's not which era the appeal was put in. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yes, it will be about Bessano. I said there Ubeso Sisi Kuala. Yes, I know. There, yes, I joke. And see where the old is a lot of Kuala. There, joke to say, oh, a lot of Kuala no moon maybe. And that would me because of money be a cratching. I said, Toto Fiwa, what is here? Now we'll try and throw. Now catch and say, oh, the appeal came in 2024, but I am the one who responded to it in 2026. Because you were in power in 2024, no, who now my age? This one is a joke. And yes, sir,
107.3.
Obi, you free. You name say, why yet, dear China, and yeah, no answer me to the kind. Ejana Uncle Fee. Inti Uncle Fee. But
Attorney General say Obeko Supreme Court akọ.
Na say Supreme Court no kono. One fa evidence in na the charge maame na nko Supreme Court. Supreme Court what would they rely on? What would they rely on to uphold the case? Inti onko ye ne dwuma yi. Onko ye ne dwuma yi na obi ehunu say we settings we. Ghanaians are already open. Yeah, you know, you send a releasing for lolly prosecute. And you it is said in our case in there. Thank God, both said that you are convicted before. And can continue case. Also, lolly prosecute. Number 8. Lolly prosecute. You see, sometimes no, when the court releases somebody, NDC for said that I could find a clear agent.
Yes.
So I know sometimes you say the patre are clear. What the 8 now we are super clearing agent.
107.3.
Yes. Me see a dimbia mo de frey yes that time. Yes, you remember mo reference no. Clearing agent. Mo say na ko for the clearing agent. Into mo so me a super clearing agent. But what to me ma and the country say you come to reset. The air cost no enye wo na wo kan. Enye ba me de me ba man west. The air cost no Supreme Court judges 3 enye ba me de me ba man 8. Media the ekoso NDC for the chi omo na enye no nipa 4 or 5 no media me ba me 10 we wen so me mamu bail conditions so enye ana me ma against the constitutional say your family or your lawyer doesn't know where you are. So what you said in answer me very very sad. Na yen nyina yenimi ho ba nyema ni bi wa ba enye inti e wo say ka say na say enye sa na ye no 777 opese wo ye na said in answer no crowd ashes on at the court of appeal. You can decide say man, but go into the case and let her also go through the motions because nipa krono ojane bail and no punishment in count. And now when you have scorned from bail, there's no punishment for that. And no crown boy a matter. In fact, and no crown boy a reason court no person uncle jail now kosie whilst your appeal is pending. Omeka said because of your what? Flight risk.
Yankeep
you. Because who was our tendency to abscond? Why be that?
To be
now I be that so they you say we just not sign the same thing. And no cry yan shey now. And no na Ghana for come say when you personal. Because me about personal can me say na me body din. Because me dey me or to say me big sister. Ni kunu madam fu.
I want to know what personal relationship.
Yeah, me name no. Me name the family. ne sister Kitwa free move by may God soul rest in peace. So I'm a classmate. I know them very well. Me ni kunu yamadamfo. Enti wow, the American say, President Obama, we all know each other in this Ghana here. President Obama, we all know everybody in this Ghana. Are they one out there? You can't do tea.
Mama, you're doing it.
You can't kill us. You can't kill us. Rollins was able to kill my father. You can't kill me. You can't kill me. What is it? Let's do something. Still, there's a cordial relation. You share it with our NPP, they are not doing well. Sir, NDC too, they will talk. Yeah, point. Oh no, this one is not right. Now now. What a day. Where you jail people for things they've not done, and then you do the same release under that same regime for people who are being charged even for bigger and higher money. Now, sir, opening Collins Dowda, Casey, is it no more than 55 million or so they're talking about? 50 million bill. Now,
but critics because a separation of powers. Executive yen Juma. So why do you blame?
Say in their time, did they not blame the judiciary that they were working for Nana Akufo?
Okay.
And they blamed Nana Akufo as a clearing agent. And we're also telling you that your Attorney General, from what he did with the Sedina case, is not satisfactory and it's not good. Anybody catch him? The catch him also said, good to me, the case no circumstantial. The cause no and yet Chief Justice want to be can't change fine, but we wait to advise you. Chief Justice, what is that? What's going on? Please let's look at this well. It can bring problems in the country because it will bring problems. So I want to me the same way. No, we are not going to let it go. In our counter demonstration by now, yes, I said in a case of demonstration by President Obama, we are going to make sure that you are held accountable for things that happen in your time, especially things that you blame others for. Say no to the kind of to say fraud. No, we don't see any engineering problem. And so next minute to say engineering problem. You be kayo. It's a ne President Obama, man can't indiscipline there. Kona koye jumano engineering problem now kan na wunim no kona koye. Yenye nkwala yenye totofiwa. Wo na we ka kire say vulture ono insiota ose ono no insio no jaya obesi dan. Insio no jaya on si dan da. Na wo de wonye vulture nti wonye bi. Wo kan ye 2015. Ene 2026. What's aka? Oboa, we will see whether you are a vulture or not. We are going to check President Mahama whether he's a vulture
but you see him as a vulture?
No, how can I see him as a vulture? I'm seeing him according to his words of reference to a vulture. Say, the vulture behavior, that's why I won't call him a vulture. But I'll say that vulture behavior of
Kokosechi.
What's your friend saying?
Kokosechi.
Kokosechi. Subaino. Subaino na meka.
Okay.
Inti President Mahama no ni subaino Kokosechi subaino. Onyai. Because want to me can't say insure na tono. Now, what about now Wellington boot? Insure Jaya may say 2015. We are now the catcher and say a engineering problem. Into Nana Akufo the President Bonnie on yes say he should check it now. The Oba. This is what you are going to do. Sir Garrett no Ubeni say the Waste and Sanitation Ministry ube and the local government. We are ABCD. Now why the removal of the Sanitation and Water Ministry. We are now on ABCD now. Yeah, Miss Alba Kokosechi behavior and the baby saw. It's Ghana for 2028. Mokotoba Kokosechi abanso na mokotono mokokromoti nso ye Kokosechi kokromoti because mo hwese sa bota suban ewo ho dia enya mokoto abaninti ano because Dr. Baumia de onya sa Kokosechi behavior no ono oyobi a wo hwe ne suban Dr. Baumia is a very calm person. In fact, I'm surprised that media program mo friend asundwe especially after the years election no yen mu bi no Satan and boy and results in you.
Early acceptance, no.
But the man explained to us that the peace was more important than the politics.
But a man for also a party in the Kakra.
And American. This is why
because Dominic Binyakra Munyan can we.
And American. So at that point, I looked at him as a man who has the Solomon wisdom. instead of the baby to be divided, he just said, give the baby to the other woman so the baby will live. The man wanted Ghana to live, even at the expense of him giving away the baby to the other woman. Now, because we will say, Nyamisro, Aubrasie, Obia, Oye, a man of peace, Asum Jehini, to the extent of his own presidency. The man realized we don't want confusion. We don't want people to be killed. Don't you come here? Nyamani biwa yenjaya. Anka nyebesi wo. Yeni ba yeni eti say. Yes ya kwa sisa krofabo. Efutuo. Ba nyamu nyina kebna yesu yetie na yesu ya kache krofo. Ajubrel. Ebumufu so many atichen bi. But you see, every day for thief man, one day for owner. Now, media NDC ma catch them. Says I knew no more to know. Ghana people make you wake up, make you fight for your rights. We no go sit down, make them cheat us every day. So you cheat us today, but not every day.
You go cheat us.
Every day you go cheat us.
Right. Mamimra, you have governance, but quickly, my reintroduction of tribunals. Oh yeah, maybe a premier defend kangaroo court. Ebe boy, and who won first at this time?
Na kangaroo court. No dear, tribunal. Me the enti amen pet tribunal na say. Me feel say one, a idea the outside influence can become too much. And Ghanaians, just ask yourself this simple question: do you want to go and sit before a judge, chosen depending on the level by the president or the chief justice, and then two more other random citizens? Sit law for krana ya chiro mumra a mugu court no krana near from unanimous FC and amewa me anyam nam kasa di no NDC for ne kan na ife de makofa unanimous people omo ye yes amasa abego into unanimous no be kan ansa na wa hyasem no kra
that means abeto ase ye benya fiefo mienu abeka
yes eno na me ka say NDC for mamo why in a hurry for tribunal she se wo fu say cases do so India omo shift court, morning court, afternoon court, morning judge, afternoon judge, morning lawyer, afternoon lawyer, because the cases they ain't running. You can't come and tell me say because you want the thing to be quick, no, and it will dilute its way. How will you dilute courts now? Yeah, baby, yeah, you say verifiable the veracity of the court, no. We say yen fa the normal Ghanaians better so na yen no is not a magistrate court. So what are we talking about? So, and you know, me I just think say we have to rethink it. Ma enye binumu say we are in power now, so we want tribunal. No, because that same tribunal can be used against you tomorrow. And because me, I'm an NPP dove, I don't look at bad things which are being used against me. I don't look forward to using it against you. But you imagine the next Yoko boss from NPP.
One person who be Yoko boss NPP.
Abronia. Now imagine say ya Abronia Yoko boss. Now the modern family, now Abronia Yoko boss. Now wo Remoacha. What is a Remoacha? No sympathy pa. Sunday dynamics say ko bubu here or trade fair this and maybe who catch us. Oh, it was not nice. It was not good. Sorry. And ya dia baby.
Yes, when I
make no want to make us a no. And I make an every more before be show or yaw be. But you don't come and do the same thing to Magdan. Because you see, if you do the same thing, two wrong don't make a right. Into what 7 year debut. Anytime I catch want to say what he did was wrong. But then I explained it. Into one or yaw there show muno. Our day ban. Whatever else I mean. MYA
107.3.
I don't look forward to using loopholes of tribunal. Tribunal no one know. Yeah, can't self scientific bia nyanko ponsi. O my kwan say nya ade nyina nso nya bibia na wo say. If you think that tribunals, we all know the history of tribunals. Are we not aware? Said DF Annan, the first recommendation by he said we should scrap the tribunals. I've forgotten who was the person in charge of that committee. Charlie Obi Frena Omonfa committee. The committee report. You understand? This country was not built just yesterday. And now President Rawlings say, on china. And I'm so they had to put it there to satisfy him because at that time, half a loaf is better than none. So, yenina obie bunini eguso. And a yejato. In fact, what rather the Constitutional Review Committee should be focusing on is to scrap it. Because now, President Rawlings will find the crap and see. Now, where we free, now, mom who could pay jaba. Now, we use now, abuse now, for same count. Eh? There's no two drobonia.
A big count.
Inti edroboni na mufu se mo tunti a mo de mo power anti no entache mo no. NDC, advise yourselves. Enu bi na ale se mo chi akokan no. Enu bi na Haruna Idris. We don share they have vision. They have foresight. They can see say
ebi betumi ato
mo. Because this area confirm me my kokwe ko any yoku boss. Now NPP for so mo mpini say ko any yoku boss. Because only say me ko
on pay you.
Let me say hey now they all can the law this and the law into move abroad nyamra. It will say ko election po abroad be win yoku boss. Hands down. Now on also no qualified do.
Now unya yoku boss ankape.
Oh David me ejuma na nkofo no pese ye me to be. Sa bugano need to be more. Enti no ye be bibi fufuro. Na ye de asheba o me enyunyam. Ye we want the opportunity to serve the people of Dominica Benya.
Right. Say can say describe judicial system now. Say na be describe judicial system under John Dramani Mahama.
Because I'm a lawyer. Anyemani bi wa me kan me hwe ni. But the judicial system, if you are John Mahama, our president, first gentleman of the land, and you have certain problems with the judiciary, you don't come and one, compound it, or two, do worse. Because, first of all, that removal of the Chief Justice and Kasa problems won't be very. And we know where it went through was not the best. The worst part is a Mokayo. And Sana Mobile Moye. It's a Ghana for Omakato Meni Bakon and Omni Bakon show. That's the first problem. Secondly, why have you increased the Supreme Court judges by so much? Because unfortunately for Omono, all the tapes are there. A few moments later, and then the campaign. A few moments later, and Nana Ado, the president should not bring any more judges to dilute the color. Yes, okay. It will I say Shemima, and I'm orange juice. I will dilute to Shemima. Don't see your own pet Shemima. My friend, so crank on your nom no sa, and I see you. Would you buy no Shemima ma triple? In sure with your good orange juice, won't taste the orange juice to grab you. Because 3 to 8 there, one so about now triple. Into Ghana for also show. And one thing about Ghanaians, I'm surprised that the NDC have forgotten. They will punish you. President Obama, NDC, they will punish you. They will punish you. Ghana for who? Near Koso. Omo who say, Atu I say or for so no. May name na mekan yo. Boneni, yo ha? Ena education minister Haruna Idris. E kan ye to Bernard Avle. Say ono krapo no pe 30 to 50,000 teachers. And so budget no ba anyama 7,000 pe. Not just Atu is not forcing.
Sikanko.
Yo ha? Ena Atu forcing kan say Koko fo ye be mo musika say e ba ye almost within intro into be say Atu forcing. Obi ani di on the man is here. Into we say by the time at 2028 be do no, Obi say Atu is not forcing. Obi say Atu forcing. In a nickname no mutizu. Me me tin America say the ati. E di an dey for. Right. Because of what subain any may be aware. It's not just about the judiciary. we share the whole governance system now. Again, na scam. Again, na settings. Mobile, Muslim Baba reset.
But some macroeconomic indicators will be show green. Policy rate above form. CD, I appreciate it. Inflation, I drop it down. And debut naka.
And prices are going. Price are going. And electricity and I would try 2024. Yeah, to akete you. Dollar no more can. When was the last time we used dollar?
Medicine in the third year.
Yeah, me. I don't know about you. I could grab out now. Say, what the dollar no will bottom this year. City. Now city no electricity no. Electricity. And I'm crying for you see electricity. Kiki empa. Electricity. Ah, nim ne bo in 2024. Water. And that's what they're saying. Water. Yen share school fees. And I won't share school fees.
Me pa.
Hey, international local in Akosro. The same pay because yen two obia pay mu. Omo ya two omo pay mu you say 15%. This percent no. Nyama Akosro more than that. So we look at that too. Then look at only government workers. Most private places no omo to pay no sir. Na de ye me ya e wo mu kra me nsuno ni na kra into me petrol
ani diesel nyina
eniwo omo kan say enye Russia Ukraine war. Are you aware that Russia, I think they are the third or fourth largest oil producer in the world? Almost say and petrol prices no drew $120 a barrel and found Nana Kufa de Budini. Into who and then President Mahama 78 Abu Nana Kufa de Dianos, where dini? Where would he? Tana for me, sa question once. Oh, Kasa too much. Say in a metro. Let Chicho come. Then almost say we are going to remove 2 cities from this. Now, government, yeah. But you know you are not supposed to be intervening in that. You know, and you know Nana Kufa could not intervene because the MPA prices are set by a certain formula. I was a cost through and I was a conform. You can only take out some of the tax component to make it less, but you can't take it out completely because we bear with this kind
automatic adjustment.
Yes, and some sorry, I'm kind of open. And then diesel. It's been your John Jinapo way. Why John Jinapo? Monshano, or Chinamonshano, I'm on an interview. Now, Mumisa said, John, how's it going? No, I don't say the petrol. How's it going? Electricity, Kimi, and Usaba. Now, another one crammed the emissary in all of this. The kind of say, into NDC government, or more, a Greek minister, sir, picture and marine feeder. Only deputy finance minister, Jose, and a deputy finance minister could be in a Brofoka. We're giving them 81 million. Kind of Greek minister, say, to so be a day. Tumpaya bulletin. Opinion you say, just a shock. My face can be a man. And a Greek above form. We also know the kind of monies that more NDC you are not paying to the various ministries at the moment. We also know what you are doing after IMF call you. But when you say this here, Busi Omakoji, 1 billion. 1 billion.
1 billion.
Yes, 1 billion. Measure exact amount. Whether it's dollars or cities. 1 billion. Oh, Makoji. At the moment. It will be some questions. Maybe some say, now more buy. Sanko conkiting kitten in Yemen on Becky Kayan. Sena and no engagement. A good conkiting kitten meaning I would answer me with your boy. When was the last time I would say? Baby papa about a good one getting a good one getting patrol the work at me. Say when was the last time you had anything positive on that particular matter?
But now good policy and initiative for agribusiness.
In what sense? In what sense? Say Oakochi Kokonaba na and Grofakori. And a good government way. Now maybe you say agricultural policy yeah the command ya de koma NDC foot soldiers me me foot some be Ghana Poultry Association na omo from a na omo catch omo say depending on the size of your way be my percentage we na go frɛ NDC foot soldiers wo kai say omo be ye ego kon ketenkete no omo ka say omo be niema miesa we 1 ye be ma nkokɔ 2 ye be ma nkokɔ buo wo kai 3 ye be ma mo aduane omo de nkokɔ no ma NDC foot soldiers omo afa nkokɔ buo na nka omo amfa feed na nka ho ito no hwa nkokɔ na ono akasa wa woni fufu akokɔ no so tuntum kosia na nkokɔ na be bebre na omo start ewi enti NDC foot soldiers so omo start ewi nkokɔ ya che o almost 1 year ni to mo wiasa enyam na mkan yo Ghanaians, this is a very serious matter. There are great ministers and kasa the catcher say nkokɔ no de ma NDC foot soldiers no NDC foot soldiers na come di omo ncho omari ebi mu yes omo nyina o dem say 100% true ebi mu so de omo wia mo wi dompe no kra kan nti akokɔ no hu ne hwe kra na ebi kra be kan sika na America no na America about dollars. One government has borrowed $1 billion in 9 weeks. It is Ghana o pesa o kan Ghana cedis a
na watching kunu ntem
Ghanaians 100 billion cedis. IMF eko ya o eno so ya dia be twe omo e wo boss. So we'll come to that. So me nyema ni bi ho a
then be baba na be decide say on spending.
Say mama ma example. Wo bono yini. You try car every month $10,000. Or expenses here, school fees, rent, car hire, maybe auto car na try every month. Mortgage, then whatever. Into the pay 10 and anyama be 10 into no. We use can be a car, you can say 2,000. But you try us 10,000 cedis now. Now what's na so? Sika also spend it on car, won't spend it. Sika also the ma ba kodidi on ye
rent untia say
at least ba na wo say mom aduane a obedi nkosia 3 and 4 and mom nkosia half na we keep sika na aka no say ubo sika bebre go account.
Yes,
but say sika no so na follow because e da obetua responsibilities ina sika na sa enu bi na NDC 40 so e fake and hollow government enti no mo ye settings enti inflation ni mo kuta no omo ko spend this sia pe hwero enti ade dey fake
enti books mu de enye kama but bottom no any abonti na ho
now they won't asem we yes say ye tua contractors we boa enti contractors no eba ministry o be bisa sika no and am say ye tua and am say won ye tua e woni de honorable atufo mu kan
labi
Munko accountant general na skano on kan say na sika wo accountant general ho de say wa ban ho untua contractors no but because we use sika no settings from finance ministry to accountant general book munti no musu metua contractors and still contractors no munyi sika. So what kind of kumsikum sizes and you know they are no na be hollow and fake government ni bi. So these are some of the things Ghana for no make say na aban you see dollar na mra form na ye ho nton but say dollar ba form na ye ho chi en dia and you dey for so dey
right quickly me bacho afenu abeka ho a ye ne Mike Okwe Jr. Free zones NPP penso na na da no why Ghana nam sini ewo India Gabo na dodo na efe no ye PC ma NPP ewo dome kwabenya mami nwura dome kwabenya na yenti nkomo kakra ewo dome kwabenya sima be numpe na yenya Gabo na afi onko recently ano mo year constituency elections saying yes chama bonsu elusu resource net to say because minimum so be APC be our interest for election constituency elections
interest want to mean can about this me no me interest for her but what I did me say me fie masaso na makaka crash waso in fact about to an agreement say yembo in Fibebre because you are a family into which me I support one candidate there but membo obi mu fit too much because you know be decided to have a corner and can maybe a different. But to be honest, I congratulate Chairman Ike.
Okay.
And also first Vice Chairman Opoku, second Vice Mr. Frimpong, and all the rest of the executives. Media results by happy the next day, and I'm sending messages to everybody. And my friend Omubikro Omulusu yano. Then you walk aside. Ebi mu fa, ebi mu into yan fa. Once ebi mu hard, don't take election loss well. Me say there I've been through elections where I've lost bitterly. But Adiabako Chairman Divine Okaye about a year ago. Because you know who will be a lose election. Or no election lose or constituency no. The next election on a collation center agent. That's what I was. Me a collation center agent on a Joseph.
Wow.
But a bit more humble lusua. Now I had to say move. Because Yankupon Ema and Yankupon Efa. Oko election now lusua, you are still alive. You thank God for something. Then you live and go and fight another day and show say which you serve it. Say me bar. Now me can't pay me say me co-parliament. I can do better than Madam Eliklim. I can represent Dominic Wabenya for interest better on the floor. I can do this development better. I can bring this better. Now Dominic Wabenya for inya jidie wo me mu. Omo de omo mpe basabasa omo mpe rough. Omo say co-parliament na ko kan asemai. Na fa impuntu so brain. Ati na se me we omo benti no. One nanti afemu akofa bibia blog. Ene here. Enya basabasa. Enti omo ba no, they should understand that they are there to serve. And those who lost to, better luck next time. If you are alive, one day you too, you may win. But won't lose election now I better. Obi also lose election on your campaign. We are para. Who himself will lose election on your campaign? I mean, call election. Tina fie. Na no de o ma me mfa ne no funhye onum na nom saa. Onum enufo no wia na what to toys. Ego. But want to mean but no you can't come to political arena. This tough arena. Who lose ya? O say media if I lose I won't do this now. Now same. Now even one day and that's what some people are doing. Even at the level of constituency, bitterness. Assure mama. Forgive your brother. Forgive your sister. Every obi can be join the election anything. May ya come home some sa. But me the check. Me supporters ni be able to be bang boss, you there, the way you can forgive some things. This person, what he said about you, what's he doing in your house? I'm saying, don't worry. He's an NPP person. He says he's sorry. He won't do it again. What is the problem? You understand?
No.
Yes. So you have to have that heart. Otherwise, you can't do the politics. And then, okay, Buzia, or say, over your politics, you must have a big stomach to be able to swallow a lot of rubbish. Now, President Mahama, what did he do at him? Okay, Buzi anyum we na 20 bet ya to nyum. Buzi anyum no say Buzi na bu ponti tomo loli tai na mu to no mu de. Okay anyum. Who are be Wan chi obi a o. No mu sire no dwom. Ha. She took it. May he so rest in peace.
Right.
So, I don't understand some people when they lose election in politics, whether it's polling station level, electoral area, constituency, regional, national, presidential. Now, and away at the attempt last year. In 2 years' time now. Man, say, how? You can't do that. If you talk like that, you can't be a leader of NPP. Now, you know, me, the reason why some of us were born brave and we are not afraid, we can talk to everybody and tell them the truth. Because, we already see Minya Kennedy. You remember when he was arrested in 2009 or 10 for account for and cry for say, which was a useless case. You see, if by no cry to when 3 people were called by Jacob Chabilamti to go and read on Asempa FM that the NPP condemns the action, but we still support our brother to have a fair trial, and he was given a fair trial and was released. Yeah, the manipa training bomb. And some of them are in executive. They want executive, national executive positions.
So
I went and read it. When I went to the prison to go and see Kennedy, the wife was there. She told me a peace of mind. Now I'm catching and say, what you are doing is above him. Because me Kennedy no me maternity here 3 times without going there for a year. I am doubtful. We need to share also this year chili. You understand? We must be men of substance. By a year, no, yeah, ne ko jina, me na me jina out to the end. Any you go to, you su Jacob Bechebilam te see edi ye bill man. Satan na mo amaka na mo ye la la sula la mo de bia asem bi ya mo ntumi kan no. Na mo call to be. It's about time we look for men in this party. People who can say the truth.
107.3.
Don't insult anybody. And that's why I'm telling Mama, say, Mama, the kind of people are NPP, don't take it for granted. Ain't you see, let sleeping dogs lie.
Okay.
Don't take it for granted. Because we will not stand there for you to cheat us every day.
Can't lie. Can't whether me bisa. Perception be abontain say Domi Kobinya camps wo ho. Ebufu wo ho. Adwasafo wo ne camp wo camp. Sa pepe na tie na sa na tie a going into 2028 and then ye beye se ne beye atumi no NPP beat me recapture because Domi Kobinya de obi anum say ye NPP seat.
Yes. You no enye you see you can't wash all your dirty linen in public. Enti nye many bi ho a ye be sort na e fie. Ye be friend penyin for no man be transaka. But wo hwe nye me bi a see in the past. Say me ma example.
Yes.
Say me lusu ye no. Me ko ye collection agent.
E ma joa.
And say me winning ye no obi am be collection agent ma me. Enye no so ye be ka eno asem wa bontini bebre. But going forward, if you've noticed, many honorable Adwa, we have a good relationship.
Okay.
Ni papa we me ko chair busia 40 days and so me call many ni good relation come in the past. That's how it would be. After that and so no ye share Dr. Baumi a couple of times. Ya ne Dr. Baumi akasa ya man assurance say this time no we will both, because it takes 2 to tango, show maturity. So I promise and pledge to do that. I know that she too, God willing, should do that. If she doesn't do that, of course, we will also mention it. But for the greater good, me, I'm a man for the greater good, not just for me. I have to think of the party and what is good for the gander. Not just me as a goose. Baby, I'm day before no. HS or Moody and Kwama or more selfish and you must say all those things must stop. Until now, me more warning from the ground, and we set example from the top. Now, as a camp, the camp will be out, and this is some more camp, and some about together to do a win election. Until be or say away camp. But me, I don't work against camp. Until I'm a catcher or say, you real election now. Many Obiaye Jumama, me Crawford be glad to be catching. Say, I then away bar on no deal with them. On your yes, I'm saying NPP need ya because you are the leader. Wunu and Crawford no do it. You from follow back. It's one of them leading by example.
The back stops to the leader.
They don't follow you. But who leader now? Because I know if you are divisive. Now can sema Ebema and Crawford say they be to skirt and blouse. They be your way. They be my mom in chain. They be now Ubo so much be. Enti no media mesremo media by example no don't kwabenya mu ni here to me nya ade esumu and be the different anopa domi kwabenya people they know me, they know how I'm like, how I'm principled. Sabi I say cotton one ma monsieur free me papa say nipa de wo ya ade first amen dwini won kwa ho and your friend is selfish dwini amansai fo nyina and no now be a leader, you'll be able to serve the people better because it's an opportunity to serve and you must have that spirit. If that spirit is not in you, you will always be thinking of what you can get instead of what you can do.
Mera say, sana hu elekruma krugu.
Oh no, me share the name the baby, but me share a couple of times.
Me come at my ba say mreswijani. Me dem matene brofu mu.
No, they won't say no, you will be there to me. Also, never be why you should not lie in your mouth. I was someone to me who. Na omutie brofo no bi na brofo no eno bi no electricity o ekiki mi ebi mo amote brofo na ekiki omo but na ka ho bi sabi ono so born home modern say brofo no ma it doesn't matter ebi obetu aka ana o ka mo mpuru a ebi ana interpreter bi o ha no ayama no ma enye sa but do me ko benya de ye enye a village constituency o ye one of the in fact the biggest constituency in Ghana. na wokɔ dɔm kɔ abenya so a ɛyɛ krom nti no ɛyɛ anka nneɛma no bi ɛbɛpɛ sɛ ɛbɛpagya kakra but it's up to the, yes but the electorate should decide. If the representation in parliament is not making you proud, ask yourself, can Michael Kwe Jr. do a better job? If so, let's go and try him. If he goes there and he doesn't perform, then we change him. If he goes and he performs, then we maintain him as a ball. Because we want somebody as Sebi Onosu Mudu. Odru na ye kasa way a representing ya. Yebeshe ni kasa, yebeshe ni niye, ni mpuntu ejuma. And most importantly, ni subain. Odi beye sa leader na maya no. Na ye di ashe. Because a chima and soba. Young person bedroom say all politicians are crooks, all politicians are liars. It's not true. I'm telling you on authority. Say me, say what share CEOs and I could appoint here. It's only maybe about 10. But because our sem no air on the news, you know, all the rest of the extra 100 or whatever, your boy Mudi Mboni said they are politicians. No, most of them did a good job. Me last way I'm here, Bibia. PAC, no infractions. These are the kind of leaders we should promote to serve us in the highest parts of the land.
Right, Manasi, for your time.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Obiaso
Edawasi. Honorable Michael Kwe Jr. and I say, you know, 80 and come on, meba.
Utie Asase Pa 107.3.
Asase Pa minyamupo.
Follow who know Asase Pa